Hello, today's topic is do I spread myself too thin when it comes to language learning? Interesting question, one that I have received a lot and something I've been criticized for, that Lindie is not a real polyglot because she learns too many languages and she spreads herself too thin. Not that I feel any particular way about these comments, you are entitled to your own opinion, but I'm gonna talk a little bit about this topic. Do I really spread myself too thin? So let me give you some background on what my language learning journey has been like since I was born. So I was born in Pretoria to an Afrikaans family, and Afrikaans is my home language. Dit is my huistaal en ek hoef dit nie te bewys aan enigiemand nie. Dit is maar net ek het groot geword en ons het Afrikaans by die huis gepraat. Maar mense sê ek het 'n vreemde aksent want ek het oor see groot geword. En die enigste Afrikaans wat ek gepraat het ek van my ma geleer. So party van die woorde wat ek gebruik klink bietjie oudtyds, maar nou ja, dis my huistaal. And after that, we moved to Pakistan, which is where I started school. And I went to a British primary school, and my first exposure to English was British English, and I sounded like a Brit. I sounded very proper in my English. I guess this is how I sounded when I spoke English. I learned English in Pakistan at school, and I remember there's a report card of mine where one line says, Lindie can finally speak fluent English. So English is, I would consider it my second home language because my whole schooling career, everything has been in English. I think in English. I speak English more than Afrikaans. All my videos are in English. Yeah, the English, Afrikaans, same level for me. Then I took French. I took Urdu at school in Islamabad, but I can only read and write and not speak Urdu. And then I took French at school from probably like grade 1 to grade 12 with a few breaks in between. So French has been the language that has been very constant in my life at school. However, it has been many years since I've practiced or really spoken French, and it has become very crusty, dusty, and I'm probably hovering around level A2, B1, and I passed the DELF B2, which is surprising to me because now I'm back on, like A2, B1 books. But that happens. Time does make your languages turn crusty, dusty if you don't practice. And I did Arabic at school, but that was only for 3 years in middle school when we lived in Dubai. And then I stopped with Arabic. And I restarted Arabic when we moved to South Africa. And I did Arabic for about a year and then it fizzled out again. But I can read and write and introduce myself and say, basic stuff. Order 5 loaves of bread if need be. أنا أريد 5 خبز. I want 5 breads. أنا أريد برتقال. I want an orange. Stupid things that I remember how to say from school. حقيبة, which is a suitcase. مقعبد, which is a cube. I don't know why I remember these words, but that's what I learned in school. So Arabic I do not speak. And then we moved to South Africa and I started self-studying Korean. So Korean is where it all started with my foreign languages. I absolutely loved studying Korean. It was just like this new world opened up to me. I was not necessarily interested in K-pop or anything. I started learning Korean back in 2009. So 진짜 오랫동안 배웠는데 지금 굳이 한국어 할 필요가 없지만 오랫동안 한국어를 공부했고 이제는 거의 10년 넘게 배웠는데 한국에도 가본 적 있고 그 다음에는 일본어를 배우기 시작했어요. 부모님은 일본에 이사를 해가지고 일본어를 공부하기 시작했고 이제 일본어를 할 때 가끔 발음이 한국인 같다고 이렇게 들었는데 왠지 모르겠지만 오랫동안 한국말만 공부했으니까 일본어를 배우기 시작했을 때는 발음이 약간 한국식 발음이었는데 그렇게 들은 적이 많이 있어요. その後で日本語を勉強したことがあります。今は7年間かな。そうですね。大学生の時代に、日本語を勉強始めて、今は結構綺麗じゃなくて、やばいね。なんか日本語忘れちゃった。長いっていう。なんか今長い期間日本語を勉強したんですけど、なんか日本語を勉強しながらハンガリー語を勉強始めて、日本語をちょっとやめてハンガリー語だけ勉強したことがあるから、今は日本語はなかなか良くなくなってきて、ハンガリー語とスペイン語だけかな勉強している今。So after Japanese came, so in university, I had a period where I was learning Vietnamese, Thai, Tagalog, Filipino, Indonesian, and Malay. I was really interested in Southeast Asian languages, and I cannot say that I speak them. I can speak some very basic Tagalog and, super basic Indonesian, like apa kabar, saya sedang belajar bahasa Indonesia. That's it. And Thai I don't speak anymore, and Tagalog I took some intensive lessons in Singapore 2 years ago, but I don't remember much of my Tagalog, unfortunately. So that was a little pause in my languages, and I also started learning Mandarin Chinese. 当我大学生的时候，我开始学习中文，但是不会好说，只说一点点。So my Chinese is pretty weak too. I would say Japanese and Korean, French, Spanish, and Hungarian are my strongest languages. No particular order of fluency. But my Chinese has been on the back burner. My Mandarin has been not a focus for a very long time. It's just not something I dedicate enough time to. So that is crusty dusty as well. After I moved to Singapore, before I moved to Singapore, I was in Johannesburg. I'm getting my life story so confused here. Sorry if you are not following. When I lived in Johannesburg, I started learning Hungarian. I just made a Hungarian friend online, and they told me about the language, and I was so fascinated. I had never heard this. And most még mindig magyarul tanulok. Nagyon érdekes nekem a magyar nyelvtan, és szerintem, hogy nagyon szép a nyelv, és akarok tanulni másik szó, nem tudom, hogy mondani, de nagyon érdekel nekem a magyar, és most álltak jön a tanárommal csinálok órám. And Hungarian is a language I've learned on and off for the past 5 years. So I took 2.5 years of break, and then I restarted about a year and a half ago. And I have since been on Hungarian TV and radio, which is something that would have never come true in my wildest dreams. It's just shocking to me that my dreams could come true, even at such a basic level. So then there's Hungarian, which I'm still learning, still a super beginner. I can talk about UX design and history and architecture, but I don't know if I would be able to order a plate of food and talk about the weather. I can talk about the weather. That's pretty easy. Shutonop. What else? Spanish. I started learning Spanish when I lived in Singapore. Lingoda contacted me and asked me if I wanted to try their 3-month intensive Spanish course. And I was like, why not? And there's actually a video of me saying I would never learn Spanish because I'm like, it's too similar to French. It's so common. Everybody learns Spanish. I'm never going to use it. And now I am learning Spanish. So español, estoy estudiando español también. Pero es difícil para mí porque es muy similar de francés y no hay tiempo de practicarlo y no hay tiempo de estudiarlo porque soy diseñadora, soy muy ocupada y mi acento no es muy bien. Es como se dice, un mix de el acento mexicano y el acento de España. Así que mi español no es muy bien. So Spanish came after Hungarian. And then I refreshed my Tagalog again. And that's been my whirlwind journey of languages, with a little bit of Estonian in elementary school, a little bit of Russian in high school, some Mongolian in university. What else? I think that's it. Kazakh, I learned a little bit of Kazakh when I was in university. University was just a time in my life where I explored all these. And Vietnamese, I completely forgot Dang Hoc Ding Viet. I forgot that I'm learning Vietnamese. Totally forgot. So I took some Vietnamese lessons when I lived in Singapore, and I got to a conversational level, and then that fizzled out as well. So to answer your question, you can make your own decision about what you think. Am I spreading myself too thin? Probably the answer is yes. I think that by learning so many languages, I'm not able to dedicate the same amount of time for each language. And of course, if I focused only on one, I would be much more fluent in it and be able to speak it much better than all of the others. But I like to learn languages for culture, for people, for music, for literature, for books, for podcasts. And I just enjoy languages so much that I can't get enough of them. So I learn as many languages as I can, because Katolom, Hungarian polyglot, said that language is the only thing even worth knowing poorly. Even if you can just say a few words, you can make someone really happy. So I don't think it's important to focus so much on perfecting the language if you're just able to experience it and use it with people and enjoy it. And that's my goal. It's not my job. I'm a designer. I don't need languages. I just do it for fun. But that doesn't mean that I'm not striving for fluency. Of course I want to be fluent. So Korean is the one I've learned the longest. After that, Japanese, French, and then Spanish and Hungarian are maybe at a similar level. Spanish is a little better than Hungarian. And that's about it that I would say I speak, apart from Afrikaans and English. The rest are just languages I've dabbled in. So that is my language history. Hope I didn't forget. Oh my gosh, there's so many other languages like Dutch, which I've been dabbling in, and Norwegian. Dutch and Afrikaans are so similar, and Norwegian is Germanic too. German I'm learning on the app I made, cards.io. I'm learning German too. So yeah, maybe I am spreading myself thin, but I don't care. I don't mind. As long as I am having fun. I don't have anything to prove to anybody. I am just here sharing my journey, and that is that. So, thank you for watching today. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Please subscribe if you want to see more language learning and life and motivational videos, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!